Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I want to start off by thanking Dick Pritchett Real Estate and Window to Wildlife for these cams we've watched. We're going to start off with Angel and Tom this week. This is going to kind of be my last kind of weekly review on Angel and Tom. I was kind of concerned Angel and Tom were going to have a disaster, but it looks like Angel's got Tom straightened out. The other thing, y'all, my delivery season's getting started back up this week, so I'm just not going to have time to do two cams. We're just going to stick with Double Deuce and M15 and see where that goes. But let's get into Angel and Tom for the last time. We will talk about Angel and Tom. It's just not going to be kind of a weekly review on it. So on Sunday 5/7, I see Angel in the nest on the chick, nice and early in the morning. At 2:07 p.m., I see Angel feeding the chick and herself. They still had some groundhog left from the Friday before. Then at 3:22, I see her feeding the chick again, still on the same groundhog. Then it starts raining in the afternoon. They get good rain in the afternoon, and it's still raining into the evening. At 8:30, Angel's in the nest over the baby, and it's still raining. So that brings us to 5/8. Monday, 6:30, Angel's in the nest on the chick. At 9:16 a.m., Tom is at the nest babysitting. Angel's out stretching her wings. So that's the first time I've seen Tom babysitting. He did a good job, just stayed around the chick, never really did anything stupid or crazy like he'd been doing. At 10:15, Angel returns with a UFO, feeds the chick. At 2:05, Tom returns with looked like a reptile to me. It looked like a skink of some kind. Angel feeds the chick. And then at 8:30, Angel's in the nest over the baby. That brings us to Tuesday, 5/9. Angel's in the nest at 6:20 early on the chick. You can hear it's raining and thundering. At 10:06 a.m., Angel returns with a bird. Looked like a blue jay baby, y'all. Angel feeds at herself and the chick. At 4:40, Tom returns with what looked like a UFO. I couldn't figure out what it was. Angel gets it and feeds the chick. Angel and the chick eat on that prey off and on throughout the afternoon and the evening. And then at 8:30, Angel's in the nest over the chick. That brings us to Wednesday at 6:30. Angel's in the nest, and she's over the chick. At 8:09, Angel returns with a bird, another blue jay baby, feeds the chick and herself. So let me say something about these blue jay babies. I know we've had some issues with blue jays striking her. That we all know why now. You know, if you were eating my babies, I'd be striking you too. So I can't feel as bad for Angel as I did, knowing now that they're eating these blue jays babies. But look, that's nature, y'all. It's not sad. I saw a video where it said this is Angel's sad revenge. It's not sad and it's not revenge, it's nature. Something has to eat the blue jay babies. I mean, blue jays' only predators are hawks. So something has to eat blue jay babies or they'd be out of control. All right, and it's not sad, it's just nature. It's survival of the fittest. Okay, so at 10:21, Angel returns with a UFO and feeds the chick. And then at 2:54, Tom returns with an opossum. Angel gets and feeds the chicken herself. At 4:08, Angel returns with a bird. They don't eat the bird right away. The baby's asleep. But eventually, Angel does start feeding the bird to the chick. And they eat on that bird throughout the afternoon and the rest of the evening. And then at 8:30, Angel's in the nest and she's on the chick, and she's kind of feeding a little bit off of what was left over. That brings us to Thursday, 5:11. She's in the nest over the chick at 6:30 in the morning. At 1:48 p.m., Tom returns with a lizard. Angel gets it and feeds it to the chick. Pretty much so sucked down most of that lizard. At 3:37, Tom returns with another lizard. Angel gets and feeds it to the chick. These lizards are pretty much so all going to the baby. And then at 4:18, he returns again with a lizard. Angel gets and feeds it to the chick. These lizards are, I'd call them kind of medium to small skinks. Then at 6:32, Angel and Tom both return. It looked like they had another opossum. Angel gets and feeds the chicken herself. So Angel's in the nest at 8:30 over the chick, and they're looking good. That chick's getting big already. I've made a couple now. Alright, so that brings us to Friday, 5:12. At 6:30, Angel's in the nest. At 9:27 a.m., Angel returns with a bird. It's another blue jay baby. Angel feeds the chick. At 9:30 a.m., Tom returns with a UFO. Angel gets and feeds her chick. It was either a rabbit or an opossum. I couldn't really tell. It was furry. At 7:13 p.m., Tom and Angel return with a bird baby, another blue jay. Angel gets and feeds the chick. And then at 8:19, Angel returns again with another bird baby. The chick is asleep. The prey sits in the nest for a little bit. Then about 8:39, Angel and the chick are in the nest, and Angel's kind of feeding on that bird, trying to feed the baby, but the baby's kind of out like right. Mostly just Angel's feed. That brings us to Saturday, 5:13. I wanted to make a note that the chick was 14 days old today, and Angel is in the nest at 7 a.m. with the chick. At 8:28 a.m., Tom returns with a mouse, and Angel gets the mouse and feeds the chick. The cam started going offline about 9:14, and the only cam that came back on was the Nest cam, and we didn't have any audio all day. And that does make it a little harder to do the reviews because, you know, when Tom's coming back to the nest, Angel gets excited and starts vocalizing, and she lets you know something's going on, and when there's no audio, it's just harder to keep up with everything. But at 12:49, Angel returned with a bird, a blue jay baby. Tom was at the nest babysitting. Tom leaves and Angel feeds the chick. And then at 4:29, Tom returned with a bird. Angel got the bird and feeds her chick. And then at 5:23 p.m., for the first time, I saw the chick stand up, back up towards the edge of the nest and poop. That tells you right, and that's about 2 weeks is when they should start doing that, right on cue. I am going to have to tell y'all this baby is not going to be white. Sorry. I got a clear view of its talons Saturday. Those talons are black. it's obvious it's going to be a normal phase red-tailed hawk, or it'd have the ivory-colored talons like Angel does. So, and the chick actually crawled out of the nest bowl for the first time on Saturday also. And then at 8:30, Angel and the chick are in the nest. So that's going to kind of do it for Angel and Tom reviews. Angel's got Tom straightened out. We're on the right path. Thank goodness gracious. So that brings us to Double Deuce and M15. On 5/7 Sunday, I see 22 in the nest. At 7:24 a.m., he heads off towards the river. At 2:32, M15 returns to the nest. Looked like he had a rabbit, possibly something furry. 22 flies in and gets the prey and eats it. Then at 8:30, E22's in the nest lying down. I also made a note that on this date, 22 is now 4 months old. Then on Monday, 5/8, he's in the nest at 6:25. It appears at 3:46 p.m. that he makes an attempt to catch a fish from the pond. Yahoo! So that got me excited. Alright. And then at 7:25 p.m. it appears he does the same thing, makes an attempt at the fish again. It looks like he misses both attempts. He definitely missed the first one, and the second one I don't believe he got anything because we saw him a few minutes later drinking from the pond. Then at 8:30 p.m. he's in the nest lying down. Eventually he moves to the attic perch. That brings us to Tuesday, 5/9 at 6:20. E22's in the attic perch. This is a pretty good day for him. At 10:19 a.m., M15 returns with a fish. 22 gets that fish and eats. At 10:55 a.m., M15 returns with a fish. 22's already in the nest and gets the fish and eats. At 3:39, M15 returns with a fish. 22 gets that fish and eats. He's got a full jacked up crop now. It looks like it's about to explode. Then at 6:51, M15 returns with a fish. 22 comes to the nest, but he's not eating the fish at first. Alright, so the fish is just sitting in the nest. M15 hits the pond after delivery. Finally, 22 does start to eat the fish, and he does eat most of it. And I mean, his crop is really popping now. Then at 8:04, M15 comes to the nest and is trying to eat the scraps out of the nest, but 22's having none of it. He drops down in the nest and chases Dad out of the nest. And then at 8:45, E22's in the nest tree over the cabin. Alright, so that brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday's a pretty slow day, other than seeing E22 at the pond and at the office oak. I don't see any food deliveries, and I don't even see M15 all day. That brings us to Thursday, 5/11. 22's in the nest tree at 6:30. At 11 a.m., M15 returns with an intruder and a UFO. 22 gets, eats, looks like it might have been a squirrel. And then at 8:30, 22's in the nest lying down. Brings us to Friday, 5/12. At 6:30 a.m., E22's in the nest tree. At 9:30 a.m., M15 returns with look like a rabbit to me. 22 gets and eats. There were some reports that was a squirrel. I'm telling y'all, that looked like a rabbit to me. The feet look like rabbit's feet, not squirrel's feet. Then at 10:29 a.m., M15 returns with some kind of red meat bone. 22 liked it. He ate it all. And then at 8:30, 22's in the nest tree, chilling, just hanging out. So he's kind of had a little bit of a off and on week. You know, he had the one day where he had the 4 fish and was popping, and he, you know, Friday wasn't too bad with the rabbit and the red meat. Thursday wasn't the greatest day, but he was still living off of Tuesday, believe me. So that brings us to Saturday, 5:13 at 6:30 a.m. 22's in the nest tree. At 9:49, M15 returns with look like a squirrel. 22 gets and eats that squirrel, and we don't see 22 for a while. So he comes back to the nest tree, and about 1:25, I see him fly off towards the river. And they're showing him flying, and he's rising, and he's rising, and he's rising. And then you see 2 other eagles in a chase. It looked like it was definitely M15 was one of those eagles. Man, the other eagle, I couldn't tell. It did not look like an adult. It looked like a sub-adult. It looked like it was smaller than M. It was definitely smaller than 22. It was an extremely agile and extremely fast bird. It was even hard for me to tell whether M was chasing that bird or it was chasing M. It looked like it was chasing M. All right, now, this concerns me because, you know, for some of y'all who may not know, most of our immature bald eagles are killed in Florida by adult birds. And a lot of times these immature birds are just crossing their territories, and these adults attack them and down them and kill them. And that's pretty sad. It is worrisome to me that, you know, 22 is very aggressive. And it does concern me that 22 is going to get itself in a situation with an older bird that's more powerful and possibly get hurt. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. You know, I'm seeing a clear sign here of him hanging out at this nest site because he feels comfortable there, he feels safe there, and he should feel all of that there. And then about 2 p.m. or so, 22 flies off the nest tree, and we don't see 22 again. 22 does not come back to the nest tree that evening at 9 p.m. The nest tree and nest site are empty. But I do have a good report for you. I don't usually tell y'all Sunday stuff until Sunday, but 22 is back up in the nest tree at about 6:39 a.m. Sunday morning. Vocalizing, being 22. So I was concerned that maybe when 22 flew back off, it did seem like there were some intruders in the area. Saturday, it did seem like he was vocalizing quite a bit. Of course, he was getting beat up by a mockingbird a little bit too. But it did look like that there were intruders in the area. It did look like he was anxious. And I don't blame him. He's a character, y'all. He's a real character. You know, I've been thinking that I'm kind of ready for him to fly off, but then I'm kind of not ready for him to fly off. There's nothing better than looking over at your computer screen when you've had a bad day and look over and he's on it, looking just so magnificent and beautiful. it kind of makes the stress level go down, make the blood pressure go down a little bit, maybe. And he's just been a joy to watch. I just can't stop watching him until he leaves. We're gonna keep doing a short weekly report on him. We're gonna probably mix it in with some other stuff, some other news. Alright, well that's going to do it for now. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, please subscribe, and leave me a comment. I left a little picture at the end of the video of a red-shouldered hawk that had seen his reflection in a car window and was attacking the car window. So I hope you enjoy that picture, and we'll see you on the next ride. Y'all have a good one. Thank you very much for watching, and thank everybody for subscribing. And we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one. Oh, I saw that red-shouldered hawk out on one of my rides, so enjoy it. Y'all have a good one. Thank you very much, everybody.